Hey, how you doing, man? How you doing? How you feeling, man? You okay? What you need, man? What you coming here for, man? You wanna hang out, man? What's going on? Anyway, look. You see some shredders behind me, man. Two shredders. Now listen to me. That means we're talking about some kind of shredder this week, man. You know what I mean? This is one of those guitars that I've gotten that's captivated my soul. I got into this project, man. I eat, sleep, shit this stuff, man. I think about this guitar every minute of the day. So what guitar is it? Hey, man. It's not this guitar. It's not this guitar, but it is a shredder. So let me tell you about the swap meet the other day, man. It's a bust, man. For the most part, I hadn't had that much money to begin with. And I got there and I blew all my money on bullshit. It was total fucking bullshit, man. I was embarrassed myself, man. No guitars, man. Nothing, man. I had $6 left. I seen the last cluster tables before I go back to my car. And I never got anything cool from this whole cluster tables. Never even nothing. No guitars, nothing, man. Oh, shit, man. I was like, I might as well go, man. I'm going to blow the rest of the $6 I have, man, and feel like a total loser, right? So, you know what I mean? You know. So I get to the last table of the last tables, man. I see something on there. My still beating heart. My still beating heart, man. Look at this, man. Look at this, man. A shredder, man. And I knew right away that it was some kind of Charvel. Some kind of Jackson Charvel, man. You know what I'm saying? Because of the inlays, the headstock. First I thought it was a Charvette. And the Charvette's been on my bucket list for a long time, you know what I mean? That's the affordable one. You know what I mean? Because, you know, we all know about Charvel, man. This is the story of two men, Wayne Charvel, Grover Jackson. You know what I mean? Grover Jackson was the guy fixing the guitars. Wayne Charvel was smoozing in the front. You know what I mean? And they built a little empire, man, guitars. And basically sold it to the Japanese. You know what I'm saying? In the early 90s, walked away millionaires. You know what I'm saying? The Japanese, in turn, in the early 2000s, sold it to Fender. Walked away millionaires. Man, everybody was a fucking winner, man. Everybody's a fucking winner, Poppy. Everybody's a winner, man. So listen to me. Let's talk a little bit more about the particular instrument that I lucked out. And I actually still walked away with money in my pocket that day. And this guitar, it cost me $5 fresh American dollars, man. So I was like, this is not a Charvette, man. After looking at it, and these are rare maple, man. It's like 1 out of 10. Those Jackson Charvels in like the late, 80s, early 90s, like the real sought after ones. You know what I mean? It's like they're all rosewood, man. Getting a maple is so hard. So I looked at it and knew right away it was a Charvel and not a Charvette because of this, man. See that scoop, man? That scoop worth its weight in lost wood, man. Because the Charvettes didn't have that scoop, man. So I knew right away. This is a Fusion Deluxe, man. Because of the, you know what I mean? It's basically their copy off of this, man, with the hot rails and the humbucker, man. You know what I'm saying? It's got the standard, you know what I'm saying, Deluxe Charvel series. You know what I mean? A 5-way switch and the 1 volume knob, man. That's the way they rocked. That's the way they rolled, and that's the way they shredded, man. So I'm so happy. You know what I mean? Happy to acquire this. But the sad thing is, the lesson to be learned here is these guitars are worth more in parts than they are, you know what I mean, and actually preserve them. This was in pretty bad condition. See some gnawing away, some, scallop work on the end there, some Eddie Van Halen looking motherfucker, with this greasy hair in the 80s. I'm gonna get a chisel out, man, so I can shred this shit. And he fucked it up for everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? It looked like he stripped it out and was gonna do a nice, refinish job, but never did it. Because, the trim that was made by Schaller, you can sell that for like $200, $300. You know what I mean? The pickups, another $200. The neck plate, that's like $50, $60. The tuners, like, $100. You know what I'm saying? Everything on this guitar, other than the guitar itself, is worth a lot more than money. You can get this guitar like fully assembled in good condition. You know what I mean? Like $500 on a good day. $500 on a good day on the internet, man. You know what I mean? But this is $5. You know what I mean? So I've gotten passable components to put on it. You know what I mean? That doesn't make it too cheapy, but not ultimately horrible. And I'm going to pay less than $100. And I'm going to have myself a Charvel Fusion Deluxe from around 90, 91. 92 is the end of the run. It goes from like 89 to like 92. They're a special order into 93, 94, I think you get them. The Fusion went over eventually to the Jackson line. Basically what happened in like 92, you know what I'm saying? Charvel started putting like the Eddie Van Halen, you know what I mean, the original, you know what I mean, Fender, You know what I mean? The little boot. You know what I'm saying? Stratocaster headstock on there, man. You know what I mean? They changed the whole logo Charvel after that, man, because Fender sued them. They had to change it again. This metal shit was already out of date, you know, by the 90s. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a special legacy, man, to have a Charvel with a Jackson headstock, man. To me, man. To me, man. To me. So let's flip you around, man. Let's take a good look at it. Like I said, this project has encompassed my soul, man. I can think about it all the time, man. You know what I'm saying? Very few guitars really capture me like this one has. So let's get it going again, man. Let's share our hearts beating together, man. I'll flip you around. We'll have a good time. I promise. I promise. I promise. I promise. Can you believe that? Episode 75, video journal number 75. Isn't that crazy, man? Isn't that crazy? We got a hell of a subject matter, folks. This thing's in fucked up condition. Lucky thing I'm an idiot savant when it comes to guitars in the wild, man. Hard to identify exactly what the fuck was it, man. I knew what it was exactly off the bat, man. The only thing that still remains the same, you can see that this guitar's been many colors, but it was originally black. You can tell it was originally black. It's like it has been red at one point. Hey, Eddie. Anyway, man. Look at this, man. I know I promised you an extravaganza last week, man. We're going to give it to you. We're going to give it to you, man. Look at this. Oh, this is terrible, folks. Lots of wood missing off this old gal. Lots of battle scars. You know what I'm saying? Lots of things that have been... Look at this, man. Can you see that? Can you see that? There's some damage here. Damage to the guitar. Yeah, lots of damage to it. Lots of damage, you know what I mean? I was making like a mental inventory of all the stuff I wanted to show you guys. I'm sure I'm going to leave some shit out, man. But it's all fucked up, man. You know what I'm saying? This guitar is a real fucking jackalope, man. This is like been gouged, just where you can see they're trying to gouge out the paint. You know what I mean? See those gouge marks? You can gouge out the original finish. Look at that, man. It's horrible, man. But a little bit of Bondo. Look, ground wire still there, man. Still in good shape. Cavities untouched. You know what I mean? Take them off. Look at this. Look at that deficit. It's just like wood deficit. That's like, you know what I mean? We're gonna have to do like a slow Bondo job. You think the body's bad? Look at the neck, man. From here, you're like, hey, it's not bad. It's a very rare neck. Maple neck. Look at that, man. Some Junior Joe Satriani. Fucking carving this shit out, man. You ain't Eddie, bro. You ain't no Eddie. What the fuck did you do that for? Looks like he sunk the frets too on some of these after, you know what I mean? Hey, dude, it's called truss rod, man. Look at that, damn. Look at that, dude. Terrible abuse, man. But most of the finish still on the back of the neck, man. Got a little bit of strip around the back of the headstock, you can see. And you pull the cap off. We'll make a new cap real simply, real easy. I'll show you how that's done, folks. A specialty episode, man. A specialty 75th anniversary episode. Are you up for it, man? Are you up for it, people? Looks great, man. Looks like a challenge. We love a challenge here, folks. So the first thing I want to do, I want to like fire up the old computer door. Show you a couple photographs of a 1991 model that I kind of want to emulate, a black one. You know what I mean? Some attributes that we're going to go after. You know, the parts we've ordered, blah, blah, blah. You know, get you guys on track. Because it's hard to kind of imagine, you know what I mean? Some of you guys aren't like metalheads or shredders or guitar. You know what I mean? Rain men like myself. You know what I mean? You have no idea what it's going to look like. So I want to show you what it's going to look like. So you'd be like, at the end of the episode, like, he did it! Other than that, he's like, yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I want you to feel my pleasure. So I'm going to show you a little bit of shit over the slideshow, man. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. Happy anniversary to us all together. Peace be with us, Rod. You're our only hope. You're our only hope. Obi-Wan. Peace be with you, Obi. So, alright, my people. This is the time where we educate you. This is where you get your education on. As a guitar educator, I feel it's my need to pass along my knowledge to my students and anybody interested in learning a little bit more about an instrument. So we're talking about the Charvel Fusion Deluxe 24 3/4 inch scale guitar. This is the original 1989 catalog. You can zoom in on this, pause it, whatever you want to do. All right, man, you can read all about it, man. The original finish options were black, pearl blue, pearl red, violet, fluorescent orange, turquoise, and rainbow crackle. Model was in production from 1989 around about 1992. Made in Japan. Very, very rare getting that maple fretboard. Very, 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 very rare. 9 out of 10 or rosewood, man. Very, very rare. I feel blessed to have one come into my path in this short lifetime on this planet. I could only find one on the entire internet that looks like what I want to build, man. Only one, man. Out of 75 billion people, you know what I mean, on the internet, man, only one person's posted a picture of what I want to build, man. So that's how rare it is, man. That's how rare it is, man. So, I'll take a look, man. I love that, you know what I mean, the black and the chrome. It just starts my heart all aflutter, man. Only difference with this model is that somebody has swapped out the bridge pickup for a Seymour Duncan. Hey, man, that happens, folks. You know what I mean? Them shredders in the 80s, man, they were all about, you know what I mean, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Other than that, it's pretty much wired like a Telecaster without a tone knob and a 3-way switch. You know what I'm saying, people? It's a beautiful instrument. You know what I mean? It's something I definitely, you know what I mean, I'm excited about building. This is original pickups that came in it, you know, for the most part. That's the Jackson covered, you know what I mean, humbucker there. Now, this humbucker, if I bought this particular one, would probably be the most expensive piece. I'm not going to buy that, man. I'm going to get another import model from a different Oriental country. You know, maybe China or Indonesia, wherever they're making them in the past 20 years. You know, that looks like this. You know, they'll probably sound just like this, too. Only, you know what I mean, it won't cost like this. So that's what I got my eye open for, man. They're kind of elusive. I'll get one, man. I'm going to try to pay under 20 bucks for it, man. You know, it's just the way I want to be, man. This is the back, man. Look at them cavity covers. They're basically, you know what I mean, flat matte plastic. I got a whole sheet of pickguard material plastic, as they call it, cavity cover material plastic. One side's Roshini, one side's matte. I'm actually probably making them nice and shiny. I'm going to make them all myself, man. You know what I mean? Might as well make them shiny as opposed to all matte. I could make them matte if I wanted. And then somebody take the cavity cover off and be like, what the hell would he do that for, man? You know what I mean? I'm going to put the shiny side out, man. That's just the showboat that I am, people. This is a beautiful headstock, man. Gorgeous headstock. You know what I'm saying? What we're going to work with, man. This is the back, man. It's got one of those beautiful little, you know what I'm saying, little wrench carriers like it should, man. So let's talk about the neck plate, man. Now, here's a neck plate from like late 1991. They came out with this neck plate, man. Now, a lot of the neck plates, you know, in the earlier models, you look like this. You know what I'm saying? San Dimas, man. You know what I'm saying? The 1989 one, and they put the little sticker on there, man. Made in Japan. Now, usually people peel these stickers off. You know what I'm saying? They usually put the sticker right on there up till around, I think 350,000. You know, that's around the number, I think, where they started putting it right above it. I got evidence right there. It's 358,000. 358,000 is right around the time where they start putting that Made in Japan sticker above it, man. You know what I'm saying? It was one of the last production guitars in Japan that actually had one of them stickers. Those same stickers will go back to like 1963 is like the earliest one I've seen. They're exactly the same, man. It's crazy, man. I even reproduced these in, I believe, the Telstar video. You know what I mean? These Made in Japan stickers. And even, you know what I mean, the ones, you know what I mean, in the early 90s, you know, when they switched over to this, you know, Charvel, you know what I mean, with the no fancy blackness. First they lost San Dimas. See, right around 350,000. They printed them up with just Charvel, and then they weren't talking about San Dimas. See, this was like, I think, Fort Worth. The original ones were San Dimas. Yeah, but Japan, you know what I'm saying, man? I just want to get you educated. But this is the last one they made with the actual, I think, the shredder. You know what I'm saying, man? That's from Mexico. And they had the sticker, man, Made in Japan sticker. So that's your education, man. That's your education. So what I want to do now, I want to go into the lab. I want to scan in that headstock into my computer, you know, so we have it, a good picture of it before we start altering the guitar. Because we want to, you know what I mean, make it all nice for the people eventually, man. So let's follow me into my laboratory, people. So we're actually scanning the headstock directly into the computer at high definition, man. We're going to get the perfect shape. We're going to make our own cap. You know, that's the first thing we want to do, because I like to present these, you know what I mean, videos in order. But sometimes we, you know, when we start one, we start another, we have another project going on. So before we do anything, scan this in the computer, unfettered with, you know what I'm saying? So we can work on that cap. We're just going to make a transparency and print it in reverse. I'll show you later. I just want to take care of this first. Now over to the body. Body time. Alright, so before we do anything really to the body, let's shore up some of the components that we got, man. Pretty much everything in the mail already. You know what I'm saying? I work quick, man. Or these videos might work slow, I don't know. The first thing was getting a set of these pickups, man. The Jackson monogram pickups. I just needed one. I just needed the bridge. And this is the bridge. And it's in great condition, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is the neck pickup. It's all fucked up. It's all cut and shit. We wouldn't even need him. So this costs $20 from Mercari. I never used Mercari before. There's the only place I could find these. You know what I'm saying? This is only $20 like delivered. You know what I'm saying? About $21 perhaps, man. I have to pay for tax. It came with two. As opposed to like $35 for the cheapest one just for one. That's cool, man. So I got a pickup ring. It matches it. Holes match here. We're good, man. We're excellent, man. We're jiving and jiving, man. Jiving and stiving, man. This is a hot rail pickup that it doesn't have, you know what I mean, any greatness about it or similarity really, but we're gonna mock it out, man. We're gonna cut this little piece, this little nub up so we can get it in there, man. We're gonna cut that guy right off, sand him down with the old dream oil. You know what I'm saying? Fit him in here before we start doing anything. Make sure we get it right. We don't want to, after the finish is done, you know what I mean, have to do this. You know what I'm saying? That's tedious, man. So you always want to, you know what I mean, all those little parts that you want to kind of finagle, you want to do that before you start working on it. So you can, you know what I'm saying, you get it right. So let's finagle this out, man. I'll show you when it's done. And then we'll get along with our body, man. It looks like all the rest of our components are good. Here's the neck plate, man. This is a 92 neck plate. You know what I'm saying? The last year it even came out. See that, man? That's a rarity, man. Rarity, man. Very few Charvels actually had a neck plate like this. That's 92, man. I got that for like $20 too. And the ones that look all nice with the black, you know what I mean? With the black, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? They cost like $60, $70, man. This is the right year, man. It went up to like, I think it's like 400 or 47,000 or something like that. And then it circled back around again. 47,000, man. 36,000 million. So let's do this, man. Let's grind this guy down. I'll see you in my dreams, man. See you in a moment. Fits right in like a glove now. We got that nub out. Everything's still connected. You know what I'm saying? If you take a look, we're all good, man. So we're going to pull him out. We just blackened the chrome rails up with an old black furniture marker. It's going to stay pretty well, man. Stuff's like, you know what I'm saying? It's meant to be manhandled on furniture, people. Let's pull this out, man. Start working on his body, man. I'll see you in a second, man. In a second. Alright, so first things first with this old body here. There are some places on it where wood has been lost, where I really should replace it with wood as opposed to just replacing it with some kind of filler like Bondo, man. You know what I'm saying? This one right here, this is the first thing that comes to mind, and the one right behind. So what I want to do, what I feel like doing, is taking this little rat tail file here, roughing up that glue. It looks like there was a piece that they had, and they lost it. So I don't ever have it, man. I'll rough that up, man. I've taken a nice hardwood dowel, and I've sort of filed it down. You know what I mean? So I can lay it down here like so, and it's flat. You know what I'm saying? It's flat. Passes the Ray Charles test. You know what I mean? I'll take a little tat bound, put some of that glue in there myself. I'll kind of clamp it in there. I'll show you when that's done, and then we'll flip it over and we'll solve the other riddle on the other side. But we'll tip the rat tail file on both sides right now, so we don't have to do the other side later. And then there's another. So I have little tiny pieces of that wooden dowel, sort of filling both sides of that. Where it was fucked up, you know what I mean? I got some ample type bond. It's below level, you know what I mean? There's nothing sticking up, so I'm not going to sand around that area. That's what I don't want to really have to do. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to let this set for a little while, man. You know what I mean? Maybe overnight. Maybe the next time we'll see each other, it'll be under God's great light of the sun. Peace be with you, everybody. The sun. Alright, so now we're outside. Beautiful crisp morning. Now, I want to do this, you know what I mean, part by part, you know what I mean, section by section, carefully, slowly, you know what I mean. This Bondo is new, kind of, you know what I'm saying. Dries real quick, hardens up real quick, man, cures out real quick. So we'll do little tiny batches of it and just do little parts of it, you know what I mean, one section at a time. Get it done correctly for the people, you know what I mean, smeared in all the right places, man. You know what I'm saying? This is the bedrock of a good finish. See, we're all bondoed out, man. So we set it out in the nice hot bright sun, a nice 4 or 5 hours, the noonday hours, you know what I mean? Nice and hard. You know what I mean? Bondo, if you set it out in the sun for a while, harden up. If you just keep it outside for a little while, then do the primer and the finish, after a couple of days it starts to sink in. You want it real hard. I think we've accomplished that, man. Got good coverage everywhere, man. All the little nooks and crannies. This whole thing's been like completely like rebuilt. You see that, man? Do you see that? We had to rebuild this thing too. The whole thing is broken right out, man. Broken right out. So, let it set out here in the shade now. Wood acclimates differently outside, you know what I mean? It's a natural kind of thing, man. Nature. Let it set for a day or two. And like I'm saying, Bondo takes a while to really set. It gets hard, but then doesn't really, you know what I mean, get dry. Sand it off. We'll flip back once we're all sanded, smooth, and we'll talk some turkey. Peace be with you. Look after yourself. Sandy, fireworks are howling over our little Eden, forcing the light. All them stoned out faces are stranded on this warm July. Downtown, the circus full. With play hard, so sharp, so sharp, and wizards play. Now listen to me. This is the point, folks, where we're gonna want to make tracings of these. We're about to paint this guy. I don't mean to surprise you. Just relax. We're about to paint it, and we're gonna make these covers ourselves, right? And after you start painting, it's hard to sort of do what I'm about to do. So we're gonna make some patterns. See, look, the original finish is still intact. Side of both of these. Isn't that a mind fuck, man? We're going to take a sheet of paper, right, and then we're going to take a little black crayon, an old Crayola crayon, old-fashioned Crayola crayon from when I was a kid. We're going to hold it taut. We're just going to trace it out there. Then we're going to push it even further. We're going to get little impressions. You know what I'm saying, of where the wickles are, man. We're going to do that for this one and for that one. I'll show you when we're done, man. You know what I'm saying? Arts and crafts, man. Arts and crafts, man. Where's music, dog? Where's music? See, I have two very rough sketchings of the cavities. You know what I mean? You can see where it leaves a little indentation. I've made notes with red where the screws are. I used tape to fix it to the body to make sure it didn't move while we're doing the tracing. This one we've cut out already because we take a nice pair of scissors. See that nice pair of scissors? We match it up, make sure the holes are good and everything. Wow, man, we put these little patterns away for later, man. You know what I'm saying? See outside on the stick, man. Time has come today. Don't get any wax on the guitar. See you in a minute. Here we go, man. Here we go. We got it outside here in the beautiful outdoors. Got those cavities all expertly taped up. We got it all wiped off. Checked it under the nice sunlight. We got it securely on a paint stick. Everything's all hunky-dory, man. Good enough. Put the neck in there. Double check to make sure this new little nub that we had looked good and it fit correctly. You know what I'm saying? Everything's taped off, even back there, man. So what we're gonna do now, Focals and Jogles, with this gorgeous body. Man, a little bit of our friend Filer Premier, man. Give it a nice healthy coat, front, back, side to side, man. Let's get it all grayed out, man. A great opportunity for everybody. So it's the next day. This is one of those kind of days that just makes you feel happy to be alive, man. It's so gorgeous, yeah. We pretty much sanded it down, wet sanded it early this morning. It's 3,000. You know what I mean? There's still a little bit of funkiness going on in the back, man. I didn't really do that good of a Bondo job as I should have, man. You know, for that, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? But it's going to have a little bit of bumps. The neck, you know what I mean? I'm sure it's going to look kind of fucked up. So we wanted to kind of match up. So here we are outside in the glorious outdoors. Finish it out, man. Second day. We got a little bit of this. I got a whole can, man. I actually got 2 cans. See that, man? See it over there, man? There's a second can, man. I got a pocket full of rubbers and my homeboys do too. Let's coat this guy out, man. You know what I mean? I'll see you midway. You know what I mean? The Battle of Midway. There it is, man. A nice afternoon being covered with lacquer. Now, in the colder months down the shore here, Labor Day through Memorial Day, we usually do most of our lacquering horizontally. You can do your primer and up and down, but you don't want no runs, so this is the best way to do lacquering. Got it attached to a step ladder with a pair of quick grips, which are covered in a plastic bag. You want to protect those quick grips, man. So, usually at this point, after a huge afternoon of lacquering, the black lacquer, you don't put any clear coat on it. I just hang this guy up in the basement, let him cure for a week, polish him up, give him a nice sheeny shine. And that's about it, man. But these guitars traditionally are not, you know, lacquer painted guitars. They're poly coated. You know what I'm saying, man? They're all about poly, man. So we're going to give it a little bit of more durableness. You know, I mean, I don't want to run through the, I always run up through the sides with lacquer, man. Every time I do the wet sand, you know what I mean, the final wet sand, I always cut through this corner. I have to bring it outside, repaint it, touch it up. Pain in the ass, man. So, toughen up the bones. I'm going to put some clear lacquer on there, man. I'm going to clear it all up for you, man. I'm going to clear this up for you guys, man. And we'll put about a half a can of that on here. You know, that'll sort of give us protection around the sides. Give it a little bit more sheen for the shine, a little bit more poly looking. So I'll see you after we're done. I'm going to clear it up for you guys, alright? I'm going to clear it all up. I'm going to clear it all up. And here we are, man. In the early throes of dusk. And the painting is completed, man. It's gorgeous, man. I always, you know what I mean, tell people that you can finish a guitar in either the spring or the fall. You start like 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, end right around the early throes of dusk on a nice clear day, man. I mean, low humidity, like a heaven sent day like today. You know what I mean? That's what I say, man. So gonna hang this guy up first in the, you know what I mean, garage for a night, 2 nights. Transfer it down to the basement when the stank starts, you know what I mean, dissipating a little bit. A little less stank, you know what I mean? Nothing wrong with that. Let it set for about a week. A week. Right? Lacquer, you gotta be slacker, man. Let's take a look at that neck, man. Let's work on that. That's a project. So we're here in the lab. We got this lovely maple neck. You know what I mean? In need of a fret job, of course. But the first thing I want to bring out to y'all, mention, you know what I mean, once again for your spectacular perusal, is this, you know what I mean, Steve Vai fucking shit going on. This homemade scalloped 80s kind of, hey man, that's my trademark. You know what I'm saying, man? Now I bet you, you know, I put frets on it as is, right? And did a nice fret job and just left this and had Johnny Rock get the spandex out of the drawer. Guitar will fucking play like great, you know what I'm saying? If you know, those little hammer-ons up here probably sound fantastic with the scallop. Bobby G doesn't do that though, man. And he's offended that such a crude job was done by it, you know what I mean? Throwing this guitar forever into player grade. But we're going to get rid of that, man. We're going to get rid of it now. I don't know how good it's going to come out because I've never done anything like this, but I thought about it a lot. So hopefully it'll work. Now the first thing that came to mind, of course, was a popsicle stick. You just cut a popsicle stick in there and, you know what I mean, sand it down. With a popsicle stick, the grain goes the wrong way. See how the grain's going this way? And the grain's going this way with the popsicle stick. So that's out, man. So we need a veneer. You know, with the grain going this way that we can cut and put in these two little places. The rest we can all fill in with, you know, Bondo and plastic wood, you know what I'm saying, and glue, you know what I'm saying. Who would have refinished this, you know, the front anyway. So anywho, got this piece of plywood here. You know what I mean? I've used this before for many things. It's got 3 sandwiched, wafered, very thin sheets of veneer, each going a different way to make it strong. Now this one's going this way. You know what I'm saying? These are all glued together. This side looks great. The grain's almost the same. You know what I mean? If I sanded this down, I mean, you wouldn't really, you know what I mean? It's the same, you know, basically the same deal, man. So I'm going to take it over here. This old Screll saw, man. Screll it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Exactly the right size. A little bit bigger than the right size. Set it in this little wonton soup tub. You know what I'm saying? Nice warm water. Put a weight on top of it. Let it sit overnight. The glue will loosen up and get a razor blade in there. Pull a little piece of veneer off, big enough. You know what I'm saying? And then we gotta let it cure for a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying, man? This side is the side we want, man. So it doesn't really matter. So let's do that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take a little while, but like I said, man, I'm obsessed with this guitar, man. You know what I mean? I'll take the time. I'll spend a couple extra dollars. I'm not going over the $100 down, man. Anyway, see you on the morrow. See if my little plywood separation tools have worked. Otherwise, we'll have to order some little piece of veneer. In the water overnight. Weighted down to the bottom. Carefully working a little razor blade in there. Broke it by accident, fucked it up. But we're getting there, man. We'll get it. You know what I mean? We'll get it. Let's keep working it. Keep soaking it. You know what I'm saying? We'll get that little piece of veneer, man. Homemade hillbilly veneer for the careful luthier. You old luth. Alright, look at that. We got a piece. Got the grain going the right way. This veneer, you know what I mean? Oh, it came out perfectly, man. That's exactly the right direction. It's wet right now, you know what I mean? But it's great, man. And once it dries, it'll be a lot lighter. So let's pat this off to dry as good as we can. Let it set for a couple of weeks. You know what I mean? I want this totally dry. Alright, so I'll see you in a couple of weeks. By the magic of Grayskull. Peace be with you. So by the magic of YouTube, man, it's been exactly almost 4 months, man. Exactly almost, man. Had it up on the 3rd floor attic down the shore here from June through the end of September. Nice wooden attic on the 3rd floor. And that hot sort of. As dry as it can be. It's not going to shrink anymore. You know what I mean? Double dry, man. It's kind of brittle. So in our travels, we picked up a nice pair of these titanium scissors from Walmart. Go to the clearance aisle, you can always find this kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Never been used, never been opened even, man. Bonus, man. So we're going to hope to just cut out these two, you know what I mean? Fret, you know what I mean? Deficits, you know what I mean? Glue them in there and clamp it up. So the first thing we got to do is, I'll see my man. This must have been a work in progress. He's left all kinds of schmegma lodged into these frets. You see that? We don't like that, man. So we're going to take a little X-Acto nif. Just nif them out, man. The nif out, man. Get your nif out, man. So I'll see you when these pieces are cut. And we're about to glue it. Peace be with you. We got the piece cut. The new scissors. Kind of fractures. Very, very delicate. So right now we're going to smear, you know what I mean, the tight bond into this groove. We got the tight bond all opened up, man. Oh, you hear it breathing, man? It's ready to breathe. We're going to smear it in there good. See how it separated a little bit there? Here and there, it's come apart. That's okay, man. We're going to muscle it in there. We're going to muscle it in there. It's a little taller than it has to be. But it's not any wider than it has to be. That's the rule, man. That's the regulation. Right? I'll see you on the flip of the switch, man. I'm going to get them both down. I'll see you then. So there it is, folks. We got it glued face down to a very flat board with a piece of wax paper over it. Wax side up, folks. Quick grip going one way, one going the other way, man. Get the tension on it. Each project has its own battle plan, folks. You know what I'm saying? Now, the whole idea of drying the wood out, as opposed to just gluing it on when it was wet, is that if it's wet, it's going to be full of water. It's not really absorbed the glue that much. This is a very porous sort of wood, man. I'll shake it around here, but I want you to see how porous it is. It's a light wood. So it soaked up that glue to hold it onto the fretboard, as opposed to just, you know, being full of water. And over time, flaking off. That's my expectation, my hope, anyway. So we're going to pull these clamps off in about, I don't know, 2-3 hours. 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, something like that, man. Doesn't matter to you, man. It'll happen when it's ready, and I'll show you then. And we'll say peace be with you, Erwin. Eat your rice, Erwin! Alright, so we spent a lot of time gluing it. Doesn't look that great, but it's going to look a lot better in the future, I guarantee you. You can't tell me my future, Marty! So, I got some razor blades and stuff going on here. I'm just going to cut this flush. Cut it all flush. I don't want to really sand this too much. This isn't too, you know, elevated. It's just slightly above sea level. And I want to bring it down, but I don't want to sand it again after I do the bondo. I'm about to bondo in this little section. You know what I mean? These little valleys here. So you sunk the frets down, you know what I mean? 3 times there. So I'm going to bondo that. I want to sand it just one time. I don't want to sand it many times. So let's do the bondoing after we're done with this, man. I'll see you in the future. Future boy. We're about to do the old bondoing it up, man. So what we're gonna do, basically, to make sure we do this correctly, I got a little X-Acto knife here. I'm gonna hyperextend it all the way out, man. I'm just gonna like stick it in the fret like that, like so. And we're just gonna mix up a little tiny bit of bondo. You know what I'm saying? Smear it in there. I got this special tool. You see that special tool, man? It's a great tool. We're just gonna go across like this. You know what I'm saying? Then we're gonna pull this guy out, so the hole's still there. You know what I'm saying? And we're just gonna do them one by one as it needs to be done. Or also, there's a specialty. We're gonna smear it all in here. You know what I mean? So we're gonna close up those 2 woods, man. Bring them into 1 wood. Then we're gonna fix this little. See how that's a little bit uneven, Steven, man. Uneven Steve, man. Got hit by a bus when he was younger. That's why he's on disability. So let's bondo this guy out, man, and then we'll let it set for a while, and then we'll do the once only sanding. We might have to touch it up again, but at least we're not going to be out here. You know what I'm saying? Sand it in the wood, boy. Sand it in the wood, boy. There we go, man. Pretty much sitting outside all day long. Nice and hard. You know, so nice and dry. So we'll let it set overnight. And we'll take some sanding blocks to this old girl. You know what I mean? At least those fret slots are totally open still, man. That's what's good, man. That's good, man. That's what's good. What's good, man? What's good? Let's see when we're all sanded down, man. X marks the spot. So we got it all sanded out, man. It feels right. Doesn't look right, but it feels right. You know what I mean? No more dimples or nothing. It's just ugly. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is still natural. Natural wear. So I got some of this. Just like some old stain. Real thin, so you know what I mean. That's what we're looking for. We're just going to go up and down this very carefully. First, we're going to do these parts that are like white. And then we're just going to very carefully wash it up. Try to blend in the stain. Let it dry and see then. You know what I'm saying? Let it dry and see then. Peace be with you. Wood finish. Golden pecking. Golden pecking. So there you go, man. It's almost perfect. Almost great. Almost great. So let's let this cure out another, you know what I mean, 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? We got a big step coming up. We want everything to be dry. Dry and mighty, man. I'll see you tomorrow on another day. So it's the next day. We're cured out. Somewhat. You know what I mean? We're rested. We're relaxed. We're ready to put some frets on this girl. Needs them, right? I mean, I don't want to play a fretless guitar. We had that ovation before. So, I mean, the real luthier would have like a big, you know, spool of fret wire, you know, all different sizes, ranging from mandolin to bass, you know what I mean? Now, this takes like traditional bass fret wire, which is now known in the Oriental market as 2.9 millimeters. Now, that bass fret wire, or jumbo fret wire, instead I just bought like pre-cut frets. They're already radiused. This has 24 frets though. You know what I'm saying? So I got a set of 21 cut for a Stratocaster jumbo frets, right? And I got a set of 20 cut for a bass. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, they're from two different companies. They have the same material. And the cool thing about these is they're already pre-radiused. You know what I'm saying, man? You know what I'm saying, man? We don't have to worry about putting a bend on them to match it. That's the other thing about when you sand this down, you gotta sort of use a sanding block like from here and here. You know what I mean? To match the radius. Do it right. Especially if you don't have the radius gauge, which I don't have. Because I do it by hand, people. Because I can. What's up, kid? You know, talk to anybody. Talk to anybody that I've serviced their guitars. And they're like, this guy's incredible. Anyway, man, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, you know, line these up. Tallest to shortest, shortest to tallest. Both sets. And we're just going to find frets that match it. It's cool with the bass because they got little longer ones, you know what I mean? Because the Stratocaster theoretically is the same scale. And so you're going to need a couple taller ones that are outside that gauge, so we use the bass ones for that, man. Pretty much, right? Alright, people. So let's do that, man. A little bit of tight band. Tight band. Hold them in if we need to. Tap them in with a little tack hammer. Peace be with you. Look after yourself. Let's see when all fretted up. And then there were frets. Some of the ones up here are a little bit wonky, but not bad, man. Not bad at all, man. So, once the glue is dried, we're going to do a round over on the side first. And then we're going to do a nice fret job on here. I'll see when that's all done. Complete. Ready. You know what I'm saying? See how these stick off? Stick off the side there a little bit. That's why we do a round over. We do a round over with a miller's file. Straight file. The curve against it this way. See you in a moment. I'll show you when it's all done. Alright, so the frets are all beautiful. Up and down, man. A perfect round over, too. You don't see anything hanging off. It's all perfect. You know what I mean? And to boot, all that weird stuff that was on the back of the headstock came right off a little bit of steel wool, man. Fine quadruple zero steel wool. So what about this, man? What about this? What are we going to do? We're going to bore ourselves with paint Right? What are we gonna do, man? I don't know, man. I'm gonna explain to you what we're gonna do. And it's gonna be radical. It's gotta be revolutionary. I'll see you in the office. Alright, so you remember this? Remember when we did this old scan way back when of the headstock? And I said, oh, we're gonna do it for a reason, man. Well, the reason is we're gonna make a cap for it, man. What does a cap mean? This is like a low man's game. We found a nice, you know what I mean, high resolution Charvel logo. This one needed a little bit of work, but it was pretty close to start with, man. You know what I mean? And then we, mocked it up. You gotta know how to do Photoshop, people. You know what I'm saying? A nice high quality mock up, right? And then we flipped it into reverse, right? And then we printed it out. Right? We cut this out. You know what I'm saying? And we matched it up with the headstock. And I did a good job, man. It was perfect, man. Absolutely perfect. So then we printed it out on an old transparency. Whoa, these transparencies are very, you know what I'm saying? They're very fragile, man. Very, very fragile. And the toner's going to fall off if you touch it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to actually do here. I don't know how this, everything fits together. You know what I'm saying? I have to go in the lab, do a little bit of research, man. Do my homework, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where everything, I don't know where the transparency fits in. So I'll let you guys know once I've advanced my theorem past the hypothesis state. So after spending all morning in the lab, experimenting on what works, what doesn't work, the stencils and everything, I think the best way, I got a really old piece of paper, it's kind of yellowed here, very thin. They used to call this onion skin paper, probably from like the 50s. And I have my transparency right here. One is printed positive, one is printed negative. Just going to line them up on each other. Be very carefully. 3D, man. 3D. And we'll just, you know what I mean? This old Krylon, you know what I mean? Indoor glue. This stuff's, I think, even non-toxic, man. Got a little roller here to roll it out, man. Let's get ready, roller rinks. See when we're done. Came out actually pretty decent. Not bad at all. I took a hole puncher and I just sort of punched out those holes. It doesn't have to be perfect. That washer is gonna all, go over there. Should be fine. So this guy here, we got some Bondo there. Some Bondo at the back there. And kind of Bondo in the side there. So I'm gonna take a little marker right here, furniture marker, and just go over that real quick to sort of mask that. I'll see you in 1 second. Alright, so a little bit masked from the side, a little bit. Wasn't, that big of a deal. Now I'm going to take a black one. I'm going to go around the edges. Just around the edges real carefully. See when that's done. A letter edged in black. You used to get like a letter edged in black. I mean, somebody died, man. I was fucked up. Some shit back in the time, man. I was like, oh no! I'm coming to you, Edith. So anyway, we got it edged out in black. We got it all sort of taped off real highfalutinly. We got our wonderful Krylon low odor spray glue again. We got this. We're just gonna, spray that glue right onto the headstock, man. You know what I mean? I fix this in the correct place. Put the roller on there, man. Roll it out, man. Set it and forget it. I'll see you when it's done. You know what I'm saying? When it's done, oh, that looks great. It looks so great. We were able to sort of, you know what I mean, because it was slightly smaller than the headstock. Nothing really protruded. And we just sort of melted it in there with that furniture marker. Yes, people, yes. Let's let this dry out a little tiny bit. You know what I'm saying? And we'll come back to it tomorrow. Peace be with you. Look after yourself. Peace be with you. Well, alright. So what's the next day? Actually, I had to come downstairs and check on it a couple times yesterday. Just be like, did it really happen? And it's just great, man. I can't believe how good it looks, you know what I mean? How well blended in there. You can't see any of that trace of it being in transparency. Anyway, so my pride is proudful. Let's get this guy protected, man, before we start manhandling. We want to get this guy totally ready for that body. We don't want to do anything to the neck once we get it adjoined.
Got some old butcher's wax and some old mom's cleaner wax. Butcher's wax. We're going to do that a nice, maybe 2 coats on the fretboard here. And this guy, everything else. We're going to try to stay away from like the corners here. Because we don't want, but, we'll get it on the front. Get it on the back here, man. We got all that smudge off there, man. We want to get that sheen popping again, people. So I'll see you when we all sheened and waxy, man. Waxy sheen, man. Shortcuts, kid. Shortcuts. Peace be with you. Yes. A luster and a lusterful. Sheeny shanful. Yes. This beautiful neck is just oozing shining wax, man. Now, if you're putting butcher's wax on an unfinished maple fretboard, the first coat you put on, you're like, this fucking doesn't do nothing. The second coat you put on, you're like, oh, I get it, Baba G. You were right. This protects, this is like the condom for the fretboard, man. It protects it from sweat, blood, snot, piss, dirty fingers, man. You know what I'm saying? You can let that stranger, man, play your guitar as long as he wears a mask, man. It doesn't protect from COVID. Sorry, folks. So let's stop talking about COVID, man. We always got to talk about tragedy, man. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the nut, man. Now, most nuts you get with Floyd Rose sets come with a 42 millimeter nut. And 42 millimeter just doesn't cut the bacon on this one. See that? See that? Just see that real closely, man. See that? There's a little gap there. You see that gap? You can see that gap, man. Even though I'm all shaking around. It's just not right, man. So I had to buy another one. This one is supposedly is 43. Now you got to be real careful with these online sellers, these Chinese AliExpress merchants. They'll list something else. This is 43.5. You know what I mean? And then at the bottom of the listing says might be off by 2 or 3 millimeters. You know what I mean? And you end up getting one that's like 41. It's even shorter than the one you started with. But yes, I measured them up back to back. You know what I'm saying? He is about a millimeter taller, just about a millimeter. But more importantly, most importantly, it fits perfectly. You know what I mean? There's no, you know what I'm saying? Right. So I'll stop talking, man. It's got a set of little screws, man. Make sure those screws are correct. We'll screw it on in. And I'll see you when we're all screwed up. Look at that, man. Went right on. Nothing to complain about. So let's talk tuners, man. Let's talk about tuners, man. Let's look at our reference picture here. As you can see, you know what I mean? They're rocking these Schaller, made tuners. Schaller also made the tremolo. And it's got a Jackson monogram on the back of it, man. Now, these tuners used to be a dime a dozen. You know what I mean? They used to be like $5, $6 on eBay, no shipping. But now there's like $10, and you have to get this head, which is made out of plastic. But it's the same exact thing, really. You know what I'm saying? It's the exact same thing, people. So I got an old set of real metal. These are the correct tuner buttons. You know what I'm saying? We'll just pretty much... It's got an additional black washer. We'll knock that out. See, this one has no black washer. So we'll just get rid of the black washer. Now here, it's just a white circle. A white thing. Now, a non-neurotic person would just leave that. Whatever. I like that Jackson monogram in there, though, man. You know what I'm saying? I like that Jackson monogram. I want mine to have a monogram, too, man. You know what I'm saying? Mine doesn't have a monogram. So, I printed out a little transparency, right? In reverse, right? We're to print it out. We're to spray with that Krylon glue. We're going to pull this thing off. And we're going to make our own. You know what I mean? Word is bond, man. We're going to make our own, man. Make our own monograms. You fools. We'll have the toner side to the back here so it won't wear off. You got like uneven kind of light circle around there to where it cut it. Have a bunch of extras, man. Let's make our Jackson tuners, man. Let's make them. Let's do it. Let's do it, people. Can you believe it? Can you dig it? I can dig it. Dig it. Look at that, man. We got tuners. Isn't it grand? Doesn't it look great? Doesn't it make you happy? Look at the back, man. Look at that. Look at that monogram on there, man. And I'm shining a light on it. I mean, if you're just cool, and you're from back here, man, you know what I'm saying? Actually, use regular old rubber cement on that, man. The Krylon stuff was just too cloudy, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Let's see. Can you see it? I want you to see it. I want you to experience it like I'm experiencing it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to just be half like surprised, man. Just half inundated on it, man. Yeah, that look great, man. Incredible, man. Incredible stuff, man. Incredible time. So what's missing, man? Look at that, man. This little Floyd Rose wrench holder not there. Now, this is kind of a hard piece to source, man. You know what I'm saying? The cheapest place, Amazon, man. $10, man. There it is right there, man. There's the correct piece. Isn't that great? Now, the only difference here is this screw is black. This screw is not black. Not black, man. But it's got the wrenches that are correct. So we're going to just take this screw in the backyard, man, and make him into a man. Paint him black, man. Paint that screw black, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do unto others until this is done. You know what I'm saying? Peace be with you. Look after yourself. Look at it. Just look at it, man. Look at this. Look at this, man. You know, I mean, just look at it. Look at it, man. It's perfect, man. It's perfect, man. So, what about the other side, man? What about the front of this guitar? What are we missing, man? Now, we're missing the truss rod cover. This neck, straight as a board, man. Straight as an arrow. So, you see this truss rod cover here, how it pretty much goes from coast to coast, man. I had a cheapy truss rod cover in the drawer, you know what I mean? Came with something. I was going to use it the whole time, you know what I mean? I was just going to put it on there. Nobody would have said boo, but it would have bothered me like the telltale heart, man. You know what I'm saying? It would have bothered me. So I actually bought a real Jackson part, man. A real Jackson truss rod cover. Jackson owned by Fender now, man. You know what I'm saying? I think this is called the import. It's right, though. It's the right one. It specs up. Matches the holes, man. Matches those old holes, man. And it comes with a little set of screws, man. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool, man? Isn't that really cool, man? So let's, you know what I'm saying, screw that on. Right? And once we're done, you know, we'll be pretty much ready. Take a look at that body. Right? And then we can all wish peace upon each other. There it is, man. It's assembled. Just needed to poke through that plastic. Hook up with them holes again, man. Back in business, man. So let's talk about bodies, man. Let's talk about this body sitting here, man. Oh, shiny, looking good, man. Now, with a lacquer, you know, body, you're going to want to wait till it doesn't smell anymore. It doesn't smell like lacquer. You know, you'll know. Does it still smell like wet paint? Take a week, man. Might take 2 weeks, you know what I mean? You gotta be slacker. You gotta be chill, man. You gotta be cool. Now, this particular job was pretty good, man. You know what I mean? It's, at least kind of, when it comes out like kind of a mirror gloss naturally like this, almost want to say to myself, I don't want to do nothing of this, man. Just leave it go, man. It's great. But if you look closely on the sides here, it's a little tiny bit wonky, especially up in here. We did all that Bondo work. It's a little bit wonky, man. You know what I mean? We want to make the front look nice, man. We don't really care about the back. We're not playing behind the back like Jimi Hendrix, man. You know what I'm saying? Just the front. We want it to look perfect, you know what I mean? We want the guitar to give good front. So let's sit in the sanding chair all morning with this guy. Just keep it, you know what I mean? Keep it in the family. Keep it real. Lots of steel wool. Lots of quadruple zero steel wool. You know, nothing stronger than 1500 on the sandpaper. Just be gentle. Be gentle. Then we'll sit down with some polish in the compound. You know what I mean? I'll see you then. Peace be with you. Not bad at all. And I did my best to blend in the refin with the original. What is the original black finish here? You know what I'm saying? Trying to look natural, people, man. You know what I'm saying? I like the natural look, so I kicked it to her cousin, man. So let's work on the electronics. This is gorgeous. This is beautiful. It's beyond expectation, people. Looks great, just the way I intended it. For the electronicals, we're gonna wire it like I said before, man, like a modern Telecaster minus the tone. Minus the tone, man. I actually have a 5-way switch. I thought I had 3-way switch in the drawer, man. I thought I had one, man. 500K pot. 5-way switch is just the same, though, man. I'll find my position, man. I know where I stand. Now, one note on the jacks, man. There's two kinds of jacks floating around. This is like the cheap jack. This looks like Eyewitness News, Channel 2, you know, CBS, doesn't it? Dan Rather reports. That's not the one you want, man. You don't want the recessed shit going out there, man. You want that shit to be flat. Especially on this model, man. Just like that, man. Flat against the curve, man. You gotta be real scrutin', because this is one I got off of AliExpress. Man, the picture was this one, man. Where's Bond, man? Bullshit, man. Got my money back, man. Got my money back. You fucking rip-offs. So let's wire it up, man. Let's wire it up for sound. Peace be with you. You Stellar Overdrive. So we got it done, man. It looks ugly. But we brought it over to the amp. We did the tap test. It works. Tapped on both pickups. It's great, man. Nothing better than doing, you know, your own sort of electronics, and then you bring it to the amp on the tap test and it works without any problems, man. Hurrah. So remember I made those patterns for the cavity covers back in 1975? Well, now's the time to make cavity covers, because we don't want to continue this with this all open. You know what I mean? This works. We don't want to fuck it up. So let's go, you know what I mean? Let's clear the deck of all this stuff and do them cavity covers right quick, so we can protect ourselves. Peace be with you. So let's talk about the cavity covers, man. You remember the beginning of the project, we made these patterns here. So what we're going to do, this is our piece of black pickguard material. We're going to try to conserve as much as possible and use the lines that it already has, so we don't have to do as, you know, little filing and sanding as possible. We're going to line this guy up on this corner right here. We're going to take this guy and use this flat edge right here. All right, we're going to spray the backs of them with some craft bond, and it's going to stick to this, you know what I'm saying, this little film, which keeps the plastic itself shiny, and that'll keep it nice and, you know, scratch and scuff free while we, you know, chisel and whizzle and get this guy down to size. After we get this glued to the, you know, to the film, actually, we're going to take it onto the scroll saw here, cut it out carefully, and then finish it off with the Dremel. Various grits of sandpaper to keep it, you know what I mean, keep it where it belongs. Then we match it up to the guitar, make sure it fits in there. Call it a day, right? You know what I'm saying? See when we're complete. So we're fresh off the scroll saw, you know what I mean, a really rough cut. And we still have quite a bit of, you know what I mean, pick guards we can make out of this. Cavity covers. You know what I'm saying? Peace be with us. Let's get a couple files out, you know what I mean? Some sanding blocks, Dremel. Get this guy. Perfect. Perfect. Record time, people. All in a day's work. See you then, man. Alright, so we're all covered up, man. Well, we got the covers anyway to cover up, folks. So we're missing the tremolo. Let's talk about that, man. Let's do something about it. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk tremolo, people. Let's talk turkey, man. Let's talk turkey tremolo, man. This is the gobbler right here, man. This is made, you know what I mean? This guitar is made in Germany, Japan. This is an Axis axe, man. You history buffs know what I'm talking about, man. All of our former mortal enemies got together, man, made this guitar. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, man. So let's take a good look here, man. It says right here, Jackson on this one side. And the other side. This is made in Germany by Schaller. Right? And it's got this, like a rough sort of finish, man. You know, sandpaper finish. And it's got, you know, license on the Floyd Rose patents in the cut there. It's got brass knobs that were finished black, you know, paint. It's hard to keep paint on brass, man. Try to finish brass, man. You know what I mean? Especially the lacquers and stuff, man. Just don't stick, man. So a lot of these older ones you'll see, you know what I mean? The later models I've noticed, or more solid black. I don't know if they changed the paint. Maybe they changed the finish. Maybe they changed the metal. I don't know, man. This is a close-up here of the Made in Germany by Schaller monogram right there. And you can see the real detail and the roughness there. The sandpaper finish of the Floyd Rose licensed product, man. And you see this side. This is the Jackson monogram, man. This is Jackson, man. Just a raised Jackson, man. Registered that trademark, man. Jackson's ready to go. I just want you to be knowledgeable of what the tremolo looked like, man. This is a close-up of the cut, man, where you can see what we're talking about. You know what I mean? Just licensed on the Floyd Rose, man. Floyd Rose wanted his name on every fucking tremolo on the planet, man. Every tremolo on the planet that was similar to this, man, carried that man's name. I shook his hand, man. Before the pandemic, man. I shook his hand. I touched him, man. Check that shit out, man. You can see, you know what I mean? The black paint is kind of still there on the smooth tip. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, man, that's it, man. That's an example of the tremolo that was on this Fusion Deluxe series. Now, you buy this on the internet, you're gonna pay at least $100, you know, $150 more like it. Sometimes $200, depending on it. You know, you want to get one that's good, because with the Floyd Rose, man, these things get all worn out after a while, man. It's hard to hold the string. You gotta, you know what I mean, fold it up, man. It's fucked up, man. Trust me, man. I hate Floyd Roses like from a, you know what I mean, from like a setup guy. Fuck that shit. You see how there's all different kind of grooves winded in here, man, after time, man. You know, it's better to have a brand new one. You're not going to get a brand new one just like this, man. You know what I'm saying? Or can you, man? Can you, man? Let me tell you something, man, about Amazon Prime, man. I'll give you a little bit of knowledge about this, man. You know what I mean? You can get Prime credit card, right? Open that if you get a free offer for that. If you get like a free Prime deal, man. I've had Prime for 2 years. I haven't paid for it. I paid for it one time, man. You know what I'm saying? And I got a free trial. And then as soon as I started the free trial, they sent me an offer for a free credit card. I was like, that's cool, man. He's like, you get the free credit card, you get a $20 gift certificate. I was like, oh shit, I'll do that. You know what I mean? Free credit card. I never used a credit card one time. They sent me the gift certificate. That's cool, man. It's cool, man. So, you know what I mean? Toward the end of my month trial of Prime, you know what I mean? I get another email from them saying, hey, if you upgrade your card to platinum status, where the fuck it was, you know what I mean? You give me $100 gift card. Get the fuck out of here. $100 gift card? For real? You telling the truth? It's true, man. I didn't cost me anything, man. You know, so they sent me another credit card that was a different color, platinum color. And then, like, you know, the day before my Prime membership ended, I clicked on the thing, your membership, like, clicked off the Prime, so I have to pay for nothing, you know what I mean? So I was like, what? Did you want to enjoy Prime for another month on us, man? I was like, yeah, you know, I'll enjoy it free, you know what I mean? You can keep checking it out, man. So I just said yes, and then right the day before the month, you know what I mean? Like, hey, if you continue, we'll give you another $20 gift card. Like, get the fuck out of here. They kept going on and on, man. For 2 years it's been doing this, man. Just clicking off. All I did was open that credit card, man. They don't want to see you go, man. I haven't paid for Prime. Just cancel Prime at the end of the time. They gave me like, hey, you want to enjoy Prime for another 3 months for free? I was, you know what I mean? This shit expires like on Christmas Day, man. I can't believe it, man. Anyway, man, sorry about that. I'm excited about Prime. Just talking my head off, man. You can get this musically fucking cheapest Floyd Rose product is musically, you know what I mean? The best one. And dude, I think they got Schaller's old fucking tools, man. Look at this, man. Check that shit out, man. Look at that. Look at even the gunmetal finish. Yeah, now remember the dies are real old. Look at that. It's got that, you know what I mean? The old shit. You see that, man? Even the font on the cut, man, is exactly the same, man. Only thing that's missing is the shallow shit in Jackson, man. It looks like they just scooped Jackson out of there, man. Like they just we rub out Jackson. I think this is the original, you know what I mean? The Koreans probably, you know what I mean, got it from the Japanese, probably bought it from the Germans. You know what I'm saying? Toward the end of the run, like, we make it ourselves. And we'll just paint these black, man. You know what I mean? It comes with all kinds of little shit, you know, all the stuff we need, man. I guess I didn't have the trim claw, man. It's exciting, man. Musically, man, this is $20 delivered, man. $20 delivered, man. That's the best deal, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the same fucking thing, dude. It's the same fucking thing, dude. And paint these things black, man. Everything is exactly the same, man. See that? And we'll make those little transparency fucking dummies, and we'll glue them in here with like rubber cement. You know what I'm saying? Let's check it out, people, man. Let's check it out on the tip, man. Peace be with you again. We got these fine tuner knobs poked through a piece of cardboard here, man. Beautiful outdoors afternoon, man. Got our old friend the Given paint, man. This is the best paint. This enamel. It's like a cheap enamel. You know what I mean? Satin's the best one. I think this is gloss, but whatever. You know what I mean? We can't all be winners. Going over chrome enamel's the best thing. Lacquer doesn't stick that well, man. Just saying, man. Yes. We got some nice piece of pie. Let it bake out here in the sun. You know, nice and dry. Let's go talk some transparencies, man. Talk some trash about transparencies, man. Let's do it up. Sorry, it's laundry day down here. It's kind of noisy, but I'm sure you can hear me. So we got everything printed up on the transparency, right? The old rubber cement. We're just gonna, you know what I mean? See the one that looks best. Got a couple different shades, you know, from darkest to lightest. Hold it up on here. Come up with some. You know what I mean? And then we'll just, you know what I'm saying? Take like a very thin point dry erase marker and, like, you know, trace this shape on there. You know what I'm saying? With a whole bunch of rubber cement in there. These ones didn't come out that good, but whatever, man. You know what I mean? We're not, you know what I mean? We're not shallow, man. No one's gonna see it, man, except for me. You know what I'm saying? Right on, man. So once those fine tuners are dry and this is all thing, I'll present it to you. I'll show it to you, man. We'll put it on the guitar, man. We'll have a good old time. So there it is. You know what I mean? It doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look that great. I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter. Doesn't even matter anyway. I didn't bother with that shallow one. It just looked foolish. It would have get rubbed off. It's better than nothing. These look great, though. You know what I'm saying? The tip with that enamel, you want to put them on like right as they're about to be totally dry. It kind of wipes off paint around the edges a little bit. You kind of get a lot of worn look, man. You know what I mean? Look, just cross-reference with, you know what I mean, with the picture we're looking at of the actual one. So let's put it in there, man. Let's get this guy all prepared. What we want to do, we want to prepare the top of this, man, because this is all you'll see parts of this. You know what I mean? Through and through. So we got some matte black, some acrylic foam brush, man. We're just gonna do the top very carefully, man. Let it set to dry, man, and we'll see you then. Peace be with you, Jack. Michael Jackson. And so it's all, you know what I mean, all done up. So next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna want to do, we're going to want to put this trim claw in. Now, the trim claw that comes with the Floyd Roses, the chrome one, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, looks a little jacky. There's nowhere to really solder it, you know what I mean? If the wires come from here, I mean, you solder it to here, I mean, it's not very good. It's kind of a cheese bird looking one. So I did look in the drawer, I found another one here. A forlorn old strap one. Look, it's got one you can solder right here. You know what I'm saying? It sits on it perfectly, real flat. I can solder there, I can solder there. You know what I'm saying? Just push it in and solder it right there. You know what I'm saying? Set it and forget it. The screws are even nicer too, man. Long lag on there. Well, we'll use the chrome springs, man. Chrome it up, man. Let's do that up, people. Peace be with us, man. So we're all screwed up. We're all soldered up, man. I had to put a lot of flux on there to get the stick, man. You know what I'm saying, man? These import metals, man. They're not worth their metal. So we gotta get these studs in here. Now those studs need to be painted. Studs in this are usually black, whereas the ones that come in the set are chrome. So we painted them with that same paint, man. But on top of that black enamel, we put a nice coat of this matte acrylic sealer. Shake it up. That's what we did, man. Give it a little bit more of a, you know what I mean, like a chrome steel look, man. Now these are always too small, man. They're always too small. I'll be surprised if it fit. These sets always come with the ones that are just ridiculously too small. Oh, we're gonna make a whole family of Charvels. Pull out. Oh, no, it was just a Jackson. So what we're gonna do, man, we're gonna put some hot glue gun glue right in that Wecco, man. That's kind of like a contraceptive, man. Interuterine device, man. So this guy can screw all he wants, but it'll be hard to screw. He's like, oh, I almost got it. Come on. Yeah. All right, now get off me. All right, so we're gonna put just a little drop in there, and then quickly get these guys in there. About the right height. You know what I'm saying, man? You'll see what I see, man. There we go, man. I'm telling you, one little drop of that hot glue gun glue, and she'll be turning around like a regular old, you know what I'm saying? Like it was meant for that hole, man. So we got this guy with just one spring. Reason being is that, ooh, don't want to mess it up. You can't really move the tremolo. You have to move it up this way to loosen those things, you know what I mean? To get the strings in there, you know what I'm saying? I hate these fucking Floyd Roses resets. That's so stupid, especially from somebody who wants to like set guitars up, put guitars together, man. Oh, dude, that sucks, man. It looks so beautiful though. So let's connect this guy, man. It's time, right? Let's put that neck on, man. See you in a moment. Look at that. Look at that, man. And it's back to one piece, man. Look at that, people. You see that? 8103 rides again, people. 8103 rides again. So we got to put those strings on now. Once we get the strings on, we'll put those other springs in there. You know what I'm saying, man? Strings and springs. You know what I'm saying? Strings and springs, man. See when we're all strung from. And there it is, man. It's got strings on it. Isn't that joyous? These Floyd Roses, man. Murder setting it up, get the intonation down. Once you do a couple of them, it's like riding a bike, man. It comes right back to you. Like, oh yeah, I remember that. Actually, I had to put a couple more springs in there, man. I had to fucking put as many springs as possible because this, you know, Floyd Roses kept flying up, man. I want it to be like that, man. That's why I went. I'm not like fucking, you know what I mean? Satriani or nothing like that, man. I'm not Eddie. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna be fucking playing Eruption and shit. Meadowlands. I'll be playing in my basement. For myself. So, let's put this knob on there, man. I got this knob. You know what I mean? Let's put a knob on it, man. I'll see you back in the lab. We still got some things to do, man. We still got some things to do before the glamour shots. I smell success. I can almost taste it. I can almost breathe it in. Anyway, we got a little hole down here, man. What's that for, man? Strap buttons, man. Strap buttons. These things usually have these kind of fenders, like wasted strap buttons. Little black rubber grommets. According to my studies of photographs on the intranet. Unless they're all fucking rehabs like this motherfucker. Let's screw these guys in, man. See you in a minute. Oh, yes, that's quite remarkable, Jeeves. This man's a genius. He can screw in a fucking strap button. Let's go give him a vlog. Anyway, we got this guy set up, as I said, man. It's ready to go, man. Let's put this cavity cover on. Let's put these on, man. See in a second. And there it is, folks. All covered up, man. Al, I'm still here. Why haven't I leaped to the glam shots? Well, Sam, Ziggy says there's a 96.7% chance you're forgetting something important. Something important? Oh, yes, of course. The Made in Japan sticker, man. This is a whole bunch that I made up not too long ago. See that Telstar video, you can see, in the process of how I made it. These ones at the bottom are real wonky. This whole thing was like just a test. But I saved it because one of the top aren't that bad, man. And it has adhesive on it, man. So let's cut one out, man. Put it on there. See you in a second. Perfect. Now I'll see you at the glam shots, man. Gorgeous instrument, man. Gorgeous instrument. And it plays like fucking butter. When you have a new instrument to you, and it feels like it's an instrument you've been playing your whole life, that's the sign of a fine instrument. And that's the case with this particular guitar. This Charvel Fusion Deluxe, man. You know what I'm saying? This is probably an earlier one. This is probably 89, 90. Done up is like a 91, 92. Hey, man, that's just the way I do, man. Eddie only had one knob on his guitar, and that was a volume knob. He didn't need no tone, man. He knew what was up, man. Good enough for him. Although, I always heard about the Bill Richardson way of, wiring a Telecaster with 5-way switch. I always thought, next time I build a Telecaster, I'm going to do it that way, This would have been a perfect opportunity. As soon as I was done wiring it, you know what I mean? And it worked, you know what I mean? And I closed up the cavity. I remembered that. I was like, you know what? Fuck. But who cares, man? I'm not fucking Randy Rhoads, dude. Yeah, you don't need that. His way, basically, he had in the off positions here and here, he had a cap, like a tone cap for this one and this one. So you could get tone on those two, you know what I'm saying? Tone reduction, man. I have it wired weird anyway. I'm primarily a neck pickup guy, so I got neck pickup down here in the 5 position. That's actually the 1 position. But I got in the 5 position, and this is in the 4 positions actually the 2 position with both of them together. And the 3 position is actually the 1 position, you know what I mean? With the bridge. Weird, right? That's what I like, man. I wired it the way I wanted it wired, man. So what? What are you going to say, man? These episodes take a long time to film, man. I got this, I don't know, June, 5 months ago, something like that, man. I knew this was going to be my 75th extravaganza, so I took my time on it. Thought about clever ways to, you know what I mean? How am I going to do that? Different things I tried. It took a long time to compile all the footage because there's a lot of little ideas I filmed that I never went with. So they're putting on monograms on these. You know what I mean? Little tuners, especially. Yeah. Hey, man, say what you will about that rubber cement idea. Oh, it's stupid. It's gonna fall right off. I manhandled the piss out of this guitar. It's been sitting around for, you know what I mean, a while. That neck just getting banged around, and none of them things even fell off. You know what I mean? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying success on that, man. I'm saying success on that little rubber cement transparency thing. This is like a transparency episode, man. All about transparencies, man. I found a box of these, laser jet transparencies at the swap meet, man, for $3 or $4. I think I bought it for. Score it, man. You know what I mean? I think it was almost the same price that I paid for this fucking guitar corpse. Isn't that weird, man? Isn't that wild stuff, man? I don't know, man. I'm glad I got, an opportunity to save a beautiful instrument from the dung-heap, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a true joy. I wish my friend Dougie Fresh could have actually seen this guitar. He was a huge fan of Jackson Charvel's, man. He had like a import Jackson, a blue one. Anyway, man, looks great, man. Just look at the before pictures. You know what I'm saying? Look at the damage. You know, look at the fucking. See how this thing all built up again? You know what I'm saying? Like nothing. Like nothing, man. Remember that big fucking chunk that was taken out of this? You know what I'm saying? Remember these things were missing? Those frets? It's crazy, man. You rarely even tell, man. You rarely even tell there's any damage to this guitar. You know, it looks like a well cared for instrument. It does, man, and it feels that way. So that's enough talking. That's enough blah, 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 man. You know what I'm saying? We talk all the fucking bloody day long, man. Let's listen to this fucking thing, man. Happy 75th anniversary, man. Peace be with me. Peace be with you. Peace be with all of us. Everyone. So there it is, folks. The Charvel Fusion Deluxe. Very similar to the Charvet 170. The Charvet 170, being a discount model, didn't have this swoop in the back. Also didn't have a recessed tremolo cover cavity. Tremolo cover just went directly on the body. There was no little sunken reset. Beautiful guitar. It's also very similar to the Charvel 275 Deluxe. That was a 25.5 inch scale. 22 frets. Whereas this guy's got 24 frets and a 24.75 scale. So this is the beloved neck pickup. Right? And this is the both of them together. Blend. And this is just the bridge pickup, man. Hear that? So I can't believe we made it to 75 episodes, man. I'm shocked. I never thought I would get this far, man. I thought maybe I'd do 20 episodes and lose interest, but I don't know. It's something I enjoy, man. It's nostalgic for me, man. This is like an 80s nostalgic guitar made in the 90s. It's already like nostalgic by the time it came out. So it didn't last very long. So you guys ready to take a little nostalgic journey with me? Show me that smile again. Don't waste another minute on your crying. We know we're near the end. The best is waiting to begin. Ooh, as long as we got each other, we got the world spinning right in our hands, baby, you and me. We gotta be the luckiest dreamers who never stop dreaming. As long as we keep on giving, we got the world spinning right in our hands, baby, rain or shine, all the time. We got each other, sharing the laughter and love. That's nostalgia, man. Hey, man, Kirk Cameron, wash that hair. That luxurious hair, wash it, man. If you still got it. Born again hair. Love you guys, man. Peace be with you. Hope I make another episode, but I made 75 episodes, man. That counts for something. Look out.